What is going on, everybody? Logan here for a new video, and today I'm talking about why I choose Mustang. I've already had two Mustangs. I had a 2005 V6 for my first car, and this right here, the 2012 GT, as my car I have now. But why I choose Mustang over, so many other cars out there. You have the Camaro, you have Challenger, Charger. You have all these kind of different vehicles, but why would you want to buy a Mustang? Well, for me, it was because I was first introduced. To me, my first fast car was my stepdad, his friend Jamie Peppers. He has I believe it's 2003 Mustang GT, and he took me on a ride one day, and I was hooked. He drove hard, accelerated hard, sounded awesome, and it just hooked me right then and there. And really, that's how it goes as far as what brand you prefer. It's either handed down from your family, or you had a really cool experience in a certain car, and you just, that started that itch, and it just kind of got you hooked right there. And that's what Jamie did for me. His Mustang, the sound was awesome, interior, I really liked it, nice, compact, it was quick. And when I got old enough, I got a 2005 V6 Mustang with 117,000 miles, salvage title, but to me, it was a Mustang, and I was happy for that. I put headers on it, I put wheels on it, a Shelby GT500 hood. I did a lot to that car, and yeah, I kind of riced it out, but me being the young Mustang person, young car person, I just want to do as much as I could to that car. And I definitely know a lot better now. I'm not gonna put a ricer wing on this car, but that's how it goes. But when I was looking for cars, I did venture out and I did test drive a Camaro. I test drove a Challenger, test drove this car right here, and obviously this car won. But as far as my impressions with the Camaro and Challenger, the Challenger is, it's the generic answer, but it's just too heavy. I drove the 5.7 and it felt barely quicker than my V6 Mustang. I don't mean to dog on any Challengers or anything. They're a very cool car. Those Hellcats, I love a Hellcat, love the Scat Packs, those are quick. But when it comes to the 5.7 Hemi, I just don't think they have the power behind them for the weight they have. As far as the Camaro, it was quick. I drove the Camaro SS, but it was just way too compact. The inside was nice. I will say the inside of that Camaro is definitely better than this inside of this S197. The S550, I like the S550s better, but at the time, I got this in late 2015, so S550s were still way out of my price range. I was just a kid with no credit. But the inside of that Camaro and barely being able to see anything out of it, that is what got me. When I test drove this car, yeah, it was pretty much the same exact interior as my 2005, but it does have a few little things, like on my, the seats are a little bit better, the middle console, it's softer, very minor differences. But even right there in the door, like the padding, since I have the premium, it has leather padding there, but it's pretty much the same interior. But when I drove it, the acceleration was amazing. The exhaust, even though it was stock exhaust, still sounded good, but just the feel and the handling of the car just hooked me right then and there. And for me, I really, really wanted it, but for me, it was a little bit too expensive. And I waited a week, and I saw how they dropped $1,000 on Car Gurus. Sorry, a bug, but they dropped $1,000 on Car Gurus. So went in, picked it up that day, traded in my V6, and that's how I ended up with a Mustang GT. It's an awesome car. If you're thinking about it, if you're kind of debating, Mustang, Camaro, Challenger, obviously test drive all of them, see which one works for you, because as far as comfort, Challenger wins by far. It definitely sits a little bit higher, it's heavier, and as far as the back seat, it has a ton of back room space. The Camaro and Mustangs is no back seat room at all. But for me, I really view this as a two-seater. Yeah, I have back seats, but that's only like emergencies, if I'm driving some friends around or something, just shove them in the back. It's obviously uncomfortable, but it's a comfortable ride for two people. And I will definitely say the S550 is far worse as far as headroom and back room space. If you're looking to have a little bit more space, get a S197. The S550s have no backroom space at all. But before this video is done, I do want to ask y'all, how many cars have you sold? And when I say that, as far as, who bought a car that was just like yours, whether it was Mustang, Camaro, Challenger, Charger, whatever, who bought that car just because of you? Me, I can name a ton of people. I can name Cody Miller, Caesar, Ryan, Rodrigo. They all have Mustangs. They saw my Mustang and it left a good impression on them, and they bought it because of me. And that's a cool feeling. But just showing them my Mustang, almost like the Mustang experience, they decided to get a Mustang. So I want to know from y'all, how many cars have you sold? And this, I'm sure there's a lot of people I'm forgetting right now, but leave it down in the comments because I am interested, because my first experience with the Mustang with Jamie, that is what hooked me then. So how many people have y'all hooked with y'all's cars? But guys, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. The format of my videos going from here on out is going to change a little bit. I am going to spend a little bit more time filming, editing, all that kind of stuff, because my YouTube has taken off a little bit. I'm at over like 4,200 subscribers, and as far as, you know, the views, watch time, everything's gone up, and I mean, just gotta keep y'all happy. So the format is gonna change a little bit, not too much, but it's just gonna look a little bit more professional.